Good morning, everybody. Come on, let's get up. Sing our opening song. I woke up this morning with my mind stayed on screaming. Woke up this morning with my mind stayed on screaming. Woke up this morning with my mind stayed on screaming. Hallelujah, hallelujah, hallelujah. Walking and talking with my mind stayed on screaming. Walking and talking with my mind stayed on screaming. Walking and talking with my mind stayed on screaming. Hallelujah, hallelujah, hallelujah,
Good morning, CSL Simi Valley and the virtual world as well. All right. Already got a notice if I said no sound. You know what? Sometimes you might just need to turn up the sound on your computer because that happens to me when I'm looking at it on my iPhone. Sometimes I can't make this thing work. What's going on with this thing? Oh, because I didn't turn my sound up. So that could be it. And also want to note, I was talking to some of my minister friends, and they were saying that they've been getting kicked off of their live stream. There's so many churches going live at 10 o'clock. I'm so glad we started at 10:30. That there's a rush of the web system, and people are getting kicked off. If we have that problem, if there's some interruption in the service today, I'm going to restart this thing right away. So don't go away. We'll start right back up for you, okay? So that sounds good. I got Reverend Johanna here with me, my co-producer and executive producer and partner in crime on the scene. How are things looking over there? Are we getting reports? Or are the reports coming in okay? Are we getting sound? Everything's happening good?
Everybody is saying good morning. It seems like people are just so happy to be here. Good morning.
All right then. Good morning to you as well. And one of the things that we like to do here is to create this service. My whole goal is to have a service that is as close to what we do when we're in the sanctuary. And it seems, I miss seeing you. I'm looking through the lens to look right at you. I can see Wally. I can see Colleen. I can see Kathy Bird. I can see Talene. I can see Auntie Ruth. I can see Christina, my godchild. I see a lot of you in my mind through the lens, but I want to see you up close and personal. I know you must be feeling it too. We need to just stick with this for a bit longer because the safer we are in our homes, the safer things are for larger group of some of us are so healthy we're like I'll kick this corona thing to the side, but there are other people that are dealing with other kinds of health issues, particularly autoimmune issues, that make even a slightest flu virus go into our system to be a deadly situation. So let's make sure that we continue to protect those that may not have the vigor that some of us claim to have right in our system. So we want to make sure we do that. Also want to remind you of what it is that we are all about here at the Center for Spiritual Living Simi Valley. We have a vision and a mission statement that we say together each week. So I'm going to put it on the screen, and I would like for you to say it at home while I say it right here with you. Here it is. We're community, inclusive, loving, and authentic. We celebrate all paths to God in gratitude, empowering self and others. We serve compassionately through outreach, inspiration, and education. Join me, Reverend Johanna. Here we go. That's who we are. That's why we're here. And here is what we do.
So good morning. And again, welcome to Facebook Live and welcome to our virtual church. Yes, our virtual worship celebration. So glad you're here this morning. So fun to see your comments and your good mornings and your well wishes for each other. It's really awesome. Remember to send well wishes to people you might not see on Facebook today. Just think about who you see in the sanctuary normally and just send them blessings. So we connect by bringing this service live via Facebook each week. Help our community and your friends and loved ones and anybody who tunes into Facebook by just sharing this on your own page. It's so simple. You can do it right now. Just click the arrow, share on your timeline.
Later, Hannah, I'm going to interrupt you for a second. I was thinking, when they're sharing it, share it to somebody you've always wanted to bring to church with you. There's all of us have people we want to bring into the service and we never had a chance to. This is a chance to bring them into the service. So share with that person, or maybe somebody that's all the way across the country that can't come on a Sunday. Share it with them and see how that works. Okay.
Yeah, that's really great because I see people on Facebook Live when the service goes on, people from the Bay Area that's from a different community that I'm really involved in, and it's lovely to see them. Shivani, you're one of them. Thank you. Thank you for being here this morning. So, but later today, this service will be uploaded to the YouTube channel, CSL Simi Valley, and on the homepage for CSL Simi Valley, which is cslsimi.org.
Alrighty. Also, coming up this week on the Wednesday Night Experience featuring Reverend Rob Thompson, it'll be his Wednesday Time for Fun interview series. Continuing this week, he interviews practitioner Karen Oxrider. She's renowned for her global travel and her unique perspectives on the world. That's going to be this Wednesday, April 29th at 7 p.m. It's all happening on Zoom, so you get to interchange with them and ask questions directly. The meeting ID is right there on your screen. It's 256-864-274. Password 473831. I'm not going to read it again because we're going to send that password out in our weekly e-blast, and it'll be up on our website calendar coming up on Monday.
Reverend Steve, somebody just asked if you could turn up the volume. I don't know if you have that control. I don't know if you can turn up the volume on your computer or on your phone. But we're checking it out right here. Our next announcement. The following week, so Wednesday is Reverend Rob, and then the following week, Dorothy, sorry, I didn't clue you in about this yet. Dorothy and I will be hosting the Simi Community Salon, sharing our hearts through the arts. And the theme is sound. So the Community Salon works like this. It's over Zoom, and we ask you to think about sound and the influence of sound, and then bring fine arts, poetry, or a story, or what else? A song, and share it with us while we're meeting together over Zoom. It's very inspiring.
Now, for those of you who have children, we want to make sure that we support you as well. We know they're at home and you have a lot more time with them than you've had recently. So we have our Dr. Susan Holton, who's doing Play and Learn with Dr. Susan. That's streaming live on Sunday mornings at 9:30. It's also available on our YouTube channel. That is cslsimi.org, and that's how you can catch that activity.
So, every day, Monday through Saturday, Reverend Stephen has Facebook Live practicing oneness at 1. So guess what? It's at 1 o'clock every day, practicing oneness. It's like 10, 15 minutes. And he streams moments of reflection, inspiration, and support during these challenging times from his Facebook page. So tune in.
At the end of the service, maybe you've noticed that we have cameo appearances from members of the center or members of our community at large. If you want to be at one of those short little video shorts at the end of the service, just email that to me at reverendsteve@cslsimi.org, and then we'll put your cameo appearance at the end of the service. If you feel like putting it in the landscape mode, that makes a better your picture for TV style, but you can hold it straight up this way and do it that way too. Anyway, you want to do it, just send us your video and we'll put it at the end of the service.
Reverend Stephen, I'm seeing comments that sound is breaking up. I have no idea if you can do something about it, but I'm passing it on. So, it's vital to continuing. It's vital to our community to share the methods that can help change the world by supporting our center financially during this period. We thank those of you who are maintaining your regular giving, and to our new friends, we welcome your donations at this time. Go to our website, cslcme.org, click on the Donate button. Our creating a world that works for everyone. Also, for those of you who prefer to connect with a live voice when making your donation, you can call the church office for up to 1 hour following the service. Dr. Susan will be there to take your donations by phone. The number is 805-527-0870. Thank you in advance for your contribution, and just realize it's like every amount counts. Put your love in it and it will multiply. So, $10 to give $10. It will help.
Our practitioners, our ministers, our entire staff is working regularly to keep you close and to support you in any way they possibly can. And it really comes down to our practitioners as well. You can put in a prayer request with our practitioners by visiting our website. Type your request for treatment in this URL right there, cslcme.org/prayer-request, and that's how you get your prayer request in. I've already put my prayer request in for smoother sound, and I've touched every single connection and adjusted them 3 times. So I'm really hoping that you're getting better sound. So I'll get a report from Reverend Johanna in just a few minutes about that. And let's see, where does that take us next? Back to Reverend Johanna.
Is that right? I have truly no idea why it's thrown back at me. But I just want to say I love you and thank you so much for being here.
Welcome to our governing members, guests, and live stream participants. It's live, folks. That's how it happens when it's live. Now let's go up onto the mountain, Mount McCoy, to our Mount McCoy man, John Newville.
Welcome to Art from the top of Mount McCoy. I'll read the affirmation once, and I'll invite you to read it with me. I stoke the fire in my belly each and every day as I engage my life's purpose with purpose and creativity. Okay, all together. I stoke the fire in my belly each and every day as I engage my life's purpose with purpose and creativity. I'm taking my reading today from the Science of Mind textbook, Chapter 1, In the Beginning, God, page 67. Creation means the giving of form to substance of mind or spirit. Spirit being all and only, there is nothing for it to change into but itself. Therefore, it is the changeless, within which must take place all change or manifestations of itself. The infinite of itself is formless, but within it are contained all the forms which give expression to its consciousness. Spirit is the limitless within which all is all space. Spirit is timeless, within which is all time. Creation and experience are eternally going on, but any particular experience is measured by time and has a beginning and an end. In the beginning of any series, there is absolute intelligence, alone, pure spirit, all-inclusive, everywhere, infinite. This all-spirit could not have the impulse to move unless it were conscious. Therefore, spirit is the power that knows itself. The account of creation, which says, "In the beginning, God created the heavens and the earth," does not refer to a time when there was no creation, but rather to the process of an internal creation, which is a continual manifestation of spirit. An eternal creation is proved by the fact that we must suppose spirit to be conscious intelligence, and there can be no conscious intelligence unless it is conscious of something. Spirit is conscious and must be conscious of something. Therefore, it must always create. What a glorious concept it is, such an idea of eternal creative principle. There is no stagnation in spirit, nor should there be any in our idea of spirituality. To be spiritual is to create. The spirit is alive, conscious, aware, and active. So join me in a treatment from my mountain on high. In honor of Earth Day this past week, I'm recycling a treatment from 9 years ago entitled I Move. So join me. From a place of serenity, I recognize the unimaginable magnificence of this mountain, this earth, and this universe. I recognize that all is here for my good. I recognize that I am the co-creator of my good. I no longer sit idly by waiting. I move. I choose a direction. I focus on my good. I am now discerning. I am now confident in my direction. I am not deterred by circumstance. I am peacefully certain of my place. I am willing to participate. I am willing to fail. I am willing to succeed, knowing that neither success or failure is my master. I am aware that my work is to direct my thoughts and to focus my attention on feelings of wholeness. I focus now. I know I am captain of my ship. I am able to direct my thoughts, attention, and energy in the direction of my dreams, and joy presents itself the moment I commit. So I swing wide the doors to my heart, my mind, and move forward undeterred by what appears as obstacles. Every rock I step over or around strengthens me. I am power and presence and knowledge expressing in, through, and as God. Nothing can stop me now, for I now know how to direct my thoughts, and thus I know how my thoughts create my feelings. And I absolutely know that where I have deep emotions and feelings, my world reflects those right back to me. So I move. I move to joy. I move to enthusiasm, which means to be in God. I move in the direction of my increasing good on the spiral up into my amazing life. Grateful for this feeling, which I know has all the power of the universe within it, I release and let go and know, truly know, it is all done. And so it is.
And so it is. Wisdom from up on Mount McCoy with John Newbill. He walks that mountain every single day, and that's his inspiration for poetry. It's his inspiration for reaching spirit. It's also a beautiful metaphysical metaphor for how things work in life, because we talk about mountain and on high. That's the place of high consciousness. When we talk about that in scripture, you'll see them talking about being on a mountain or on Mount High. That's the place, again, of high spiritual consciousness. So when John goes up there, he receives that physical experience of that metaphysical idea. Right? It's really sweet. Over to Reverend Johanna. There's a couple of comments for you.
You know, as you said, Reverend Stephen, as John is walking his mountain every day, I saw a post from Mark Backrug this week. I think he's walking the mountain every day as well. It's so wonderful to hear from each other how we stay up, how we stay positive, how we stay healthy, and what we do for ourselves. And the next thing we will be doing is we'll be meditating for 3 minutes. And meditation sustains us, you know, touching base with the divinity within us, to just sit and be quiet and listen, not only uplifts us, but also uplifts the world. And one thing you can do is when you meditate, you can actually dedicate it to someone. So today, if you feel like it, I would like to uplift some people. And if you like to, you can dedicate your meditation to them. And those are the teachers and counselors. I'm a grants manager and I work in education, and I've heard so much the teachers and counselors who are connecting with the kids who are at home, that they're providing computers and internet service and food and feminine hygiene and counseling, and they have to create new quote-unquote class materials to give to their students. There are after-school music and dance lessons. There are organizations who offer free mindfulness classes for the kids, or who give art kits and work, you know, with the food bank to get them to the families. I also like to uplift the facility caretakers at the hospitals, and in nursing homes, the lab technicians, everybody who cleans the floors of the hospitals, who gets rid of the, what do you call that, of the waste. It's like the blood samples, etc. We're so grateful to them. And of course, the scientists who are working so hard to understand what the coronavirus is, and I want to say what we can do with it, but how we can work together with it so we can all stay healthy. So let's go to meditation.
So it's time for the gap. 3 minutes of silent meditation. And I invite you to do an open-eyed meditation today as I supply you with 3 minutes of silent views from the top of Mount McCoy. Welcome back. And this is just a little reminder that there are lots of ways to meditate. And I even do walking meditations every day for the last month and a half now. I've been climbing this mountain pretty regularly. And so explore other ways to meditate for yourself.
Thank you, John. That was beautiful. What a gorgeous day. I mean, the weather has been phenomenal here in Southern California. It's just so fortunate to be in this community and to have this wonderful activity that we can take part in. So much nature surrounding Simi Valley, even the local parks, which we are not supposed to be going into. but we can at least go and do the trails alongside. So that's really great. Thank you for that reminder. And maybe you can catch John on Mount McCoy someday, and he'll do a prayer treatment for you. That'd be a great place to have a practitioner session. All right. We have a wonderful musical guest with us today. Darius Lux is his name. He's recently come back from traveling around the world and has settled back in LA and doing some creative work, and he decided to bring his talent to us today. So I bring you now Darius Lux.
Hello, Simi Valley, CSL, and Reverend Stephen. I hope you're safe and well right now. And this song is an original song. It's called Surrender, a Higher Power. I release, surrender, nothing left to lose. Now I feel higher power, transcending all the rules. I've known addiction, known control, chase the shadow of my soul. I've screamed into the wind and lost my voice. I face the silence deep within, and when the drama starts again, I know I always have a choice. I release, surrender. Nothing left to lose. Now I feel higher power, transcending all the rules. So much we think that we must do. Slow down perception, point of view. What's this compulsive need to show and tell? And still each day we play the game, embrace the dance of joy and pain. Know from deep inside that all is well. I release, surrender, nothing left to lose. Now I feel higher power, transcending all the rules. Just breathe, just breathe beyond beliefs. Just breathe. I release, surrender, nothing left to lose. Now I feel higher power, transcending all the rules. I release, surrender, nothing left to lose. Now I feel higher power, transcending all the rules. I release, surrender.
Darius Lux. Beautiful, 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 beautiful. All right, I hear that sometimes the audio is still kind of crackly a little bit. Could it be my chair? That's not the chair. The chair squeaks, but I don't think it's the chair. We'll do what we can. I have worked to spark my own creativity. I'm going to charge up my creativity around this sound issue. We did, you think after what is this, week 6 or 7, that we'd get it. I've upgraded the mics and everything, so we just got to put it into prayer, and I'm going to do something that is probably the most challenging thing for me to ever do. I'm going to try and talk a little more slowly, and perhaps at least then, if it does crackle or pop, you'll catch the words and be able to pick up. How's that working? All right. Oh, I'm glowing. The sun is coming and it's striking on my desk. Can you see that? Look at that. It's like beautiful. It's like wonderful uplighting going on. Thank you, uplighting by God. Thank you so much. Charging up your creativity. Charging up my creativity. That's the talk for today. Let's see how that's going to fly for us. So what I want to share with you is that when it comes to charging up your creativity, it helps to know what it is you're trying to charge up. I'm thinking about a teacher that walked into its classroom and he wrote on the board 2, 4, 8 and then walked out. Came back a few minutes later and said, "Who's got the answer?" And somebody said, "Oh, it's 14. 'Cause 2, 4, and 8 is 14." And another kid said, "No, it's 16. 'Cause it's the next in the multiples moving forward." And each time the teacher said, "Nope, that's not it." They kept guessing. Finally, the teacher said, "The challenge here is that you don't know what the question is." You know, we know things like we know what our favorite color is. We know what our climate preference is. We know what our overall feeling, our mood set point might be. But do we know what we really want? Do we know what we really desire in our life? It's more likely that we know what other people might want for us and not always what we want for ourselves. And from a science mind perspective, asking the right question is so important, and getting the answer equally as important, because the law, as we study it in the science of mind, is immutable, it's always working, and it's reflecting and responding back equally to the level of our beliefs. It's not a chaotic thing happening in the universe. It may seem chaotic because frequently our thoughts are chaotic. I don't know about you, but sometimes I have like galloping thoughts like they're at Santa Anita. Somebody just rang the bell, clump, 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 off the thoughts go. But if I could just slow down and understand that the science of mind teaching says that the law responds to me at the level of my belief, at the level of my conviction, equal to the conviction of what I'm believing. So when I can focus my attention and focus my energies with the right questions, I will receive the right answer. And that's the opening door for charging up my creativity. Dr. Holmes tells us, let me get to that right there. He says, we are dealing with a definite principle, but the conviction is personal, a thing of warmth, of color, and of feeling. We are dealing with a definite principle, a thing of warmth and color and feeling. Yet still, sometimes it feels like we fail. I was watching, I don't like to do this. I get caught up, you get on the internet and get into YouTube, and it just takes your time and your life away. And I'm watching these YouTube fail videos. Those are terrible to watch. I don't want to support people doing stupid, dangerous things. I mean, people doing pratfalls and everything because they've been skateboarding off the side of a mountain or whatever. But we must be willing to sometimes fail along the way to success. And we also must be willing, when we're asking the questions, is to not be so afraid of failing. One way we can do that is to allow ourselves to rely on spiritual truth, on spiritual inspiration, by asking and being willing to ask big questions, to investigate the deeper issues of our lives. Because see, with big questions lies big meaning in your life. Big questions equals big meaning. But once you ask the big question, the next thing is to listen. How do we do that? In the silence, in the gap meditation that we talk about, through journaling, through visioning process, which we talked about on Oneness One this week, through just simply allowing the mind to inform us of what is best next to be received. Parker Palmer, great educationist and essayist, said that when the heart has received a message, we find it hard to turn away, even if the message engages us with issues that yield to no easy fix. When the heart has received a message, we find it hard to turn away, even if the message creates us with issues that yield no easy fix. When you take the time to listen and allow your heart to receive the message, the next thing that may happen for you is that something may say, I can't do that. That's just too big. But if it's been provided for you from that listening space, it's also been provided for you the way and the how. It will come as you take the steps in the direction of it. You see, fear, Dr. Holmes talks about this. He says that fear is guaranteed to bring failure, but faith brings success. It's just simple. Fear brings failure. Faith brings success. It's just that simple. Have faith. There was a harness maker who had a young son. This was back in the day when you were pretty much going to follow in your dad's footsteps in terms of your profession. So the son was excited. He knew that his success was guaranteed. He had faith in that because his dad had a successful business and he was going to learn the family trade and he'd be successful too. So he already had faith in him, right? Then he said, Dad, I want to start working. So his dad said, okay, here you go. Start with these tools and begin to break the leather and you're going to make your first harness. And lo and behold, the kid goes to work and he hits the nail, the hammer, and something splinters off and it hits him in the eye and it blinds him in his eye. And the injury was so severe that about a year later, he lost sight in his other eye. So now this kid's blind. But he still had the faith that something was going to happen and he was going to succeed in his life. He was sitting around one afternoon when a friend handed him a pine cone that he thought was a particularly beautiful pine cone. And the young fella began to see the pine cone by feeling it. And an idea. He said, if I can describe and see this pine cone with my hands, I could probably learn to read with my hands if I had an alphabet that I could use. Are you with me? Do you know already who this is? Louis Braille. Right. He created Braille. He had the faith that he was going to succeed. Inspiration, though, takes work, and it sometimes takes pain. It also takes a change of your thought. Dr. Holmes says to us that we can spend an hour a day every day meditating, and it won't do anything for us until we have shifted to 51% of a belief. When we get over the 51%, then we've come to a place of embodiment of the idea. That's when the faith works with success and brings out the reality that we will succeed. When you are embodiment, when you are in the body of the idea, greatness will spring forth. Ernest Holmes tells us, he says that it is not from the teaching, but from the being that true greatness springs. Not from the teaching, but from the being that true greatness springs. See, so what are you going to be? What are you going to do? What are you going to be? How are you going to embody it and allow it to be a part of who you are? And it goes back to that listening to love yourself, to love the depths of your expression. We are divine emanation made manifest. We are here for a particular purpose, and that purpose is to create. So charge up your creativity by having faith in your ability to succeed. Have faith even if you fail, like Thomas Edison. When he failed with the light bulb, he finally said, oh, well, I know all these filaments that don't work, but that means there's still one filament out there that will work, and now we have the lights to prove it. We just have to keep moving with the love and the love of self in particular, because love breeds passion, and passion is what fuels your creativity. You see, worthy things that come into our life will satisfy us. They're clean, and we will see and feel evidence of that success. Holmes tells us that God, Spirit, the infinite creator, is one, and everything in creation is all the same, right? So God creates the game, is the inventor of the game, and also the player of the game. God is the author of our lives and also the actor of our lives, creates the song and the singer. So we have to be willing to do the work. When you plant your seeds in the garden, you sweat. Sometimes the work requires, not like the commercial says, never let them see you sweat. No, sometimes it is, you gotta let them see you sweat. Are you willing to sweat it out? to look and ask the big questions and to hold to success and to not worry about temporary failures along the way to the greater success you're greater that is yet to be. You move into that space. What is this here? Love is what I'm talking about. Can you love yourself? Can you love your desire? Can you love what comes through in the message? Because the love of anything worthy takes us into the fire, and it must be pursued with fire. Parker Palmer, in a great book called Teaching with Fire, that's a book written to help teachers to hold to the call of becoming a teacher. Once you've listened, asked the big questions, and gotten the big answer, it might go, whoa, that's too big for me. It's not. It's not too big for you. Otherwise, you wouldn't hear that answer. If it's too big for you, say yes. Great. Great. Now put it into action. Pursue it with fire. You see, the seed evolves. Every idea, like the seed evolves into a plant. You put it in the ground, the soil, and the nutrients in the soil, and the moisture in the atmosphere, and the rain that comes from the sky, all work together to bring that plant into a bloom. But the seed has everything necessary for the idea. The answer to your question has everything necessary for the idea. And for life to have meaning, for life to have its meaning, it comes with everything that you need. You are already prepared when the idea has arrived. Spirit provides not only the inspiration, but it also provides the provision. I'm talking that big question that gets the big answer. That big answer is a calling you to charge up your creativity. See, our word, our belief, our acceptance of the idea invokes a law, and that in law evolves the idea, and it makes it real. It makes it real. You know, tissue paper has become a big thing, right? How much toilet tissue do you have around the house? Do you realize that was a big idea? That was a huge idea. But it came around during the Victorian era. Do you know the story of toilet paper? So there was a guy named Joseph Getty in England in the Victorian period who had this idea of creating disposable toilet paper. It was single sheets, 500 in a package. It didn't market very well, and it was during the time of the Victorian era, and plumbing hadn't really gotten to be that big. And so people were like, I don't know. You know, I got a bunch of catalogs around here, and I got some old newspapers, and I got plenty of stuff I can use, so I don't really need the disposable toilet paper. But then, about 30 years later, a couple guys, Edward and Clarence Scott, were living in Philadelphia at the time when Philadelphia had more indoor plumbing bathrooms than any big city in America. They had 1,500 toilets in 1836. So indoor plumbing was becoming the vogue, and these guys said, you know what? I got an idea. And the other thing they did is they put their toilet on a roll, and they would deliver it to you in a brown paper sack, so nobody knew you were receiving toilet paper because it wasn't that much to be talked about. And finally, people said, you know, even though I do have store catalogs and newspapers and old flyers and stuff sitting on in the next to the toilet, maybe this is a good idea. And next thing you know, boom, because it was indispensable and it was disposable and it was unreusable, and the Scott brothers made a fortune, and we all now have stockpiles of it, some of us, in our houses because it became so important to us. That was a big idea, moved through with success, where the idea came with the provision to make it happen. It coalesced with the end of the Victorian era, the beginning of indoor plumbing, and these fellas holding on to their big idea until finally it happened. In fact, that big idea led to another idea. One day, they used to get toilet paper rolls in big bulk amounts, and one day the big bulk amount came. It was wrong. It was too big, and it was too heavy, and they didn't know what to do with it, and they thought, you know what, let's just cut this up into larger pieces, and the larger pieces ended up being paper towels. So they also got paper towels out of the deal as well. They tried to sell this stuff they had an ad. They tried to sell it with a little bit of a snob appeal. The ad was, Mommy, they have a pretty house, but the toilet paper hurts. So Scott towels, because it was soft, also sold pretty well. But that's a big idea that gets charged up, you see. And the idea and the experience go together. It's a unified thing. And when we are charged with warmth and feeling and power, that's when the big idea becomes manifest. And they all want to we want to be useful. We want to be useful. There's a lovely poem in that same book that Parker Palmer talks about, and it's called To Be of Use. And there's a line in the poem I think is so perfect. It says, "The pitcher cries for water to carry. The pitcher cries for water to carry, and a person for work that is real." A person for work that is real. We want purpose. We want it to be real. We want it to be live. We want it to be charged with power. You want to charge up your creativity. Ask the big questions. Listen for the big answers. Don't be afraid to fail. Don't be afraid to let people see you sweat, and work through it, knowing that God is one in all. That means He is the idea and the manifestation of the idea, and you are a manifestation of the divine. Therefore, your idea is already a guaranteed thing when you do the work and move into that idea. That's why I'm calling this charging up your creativity. Let's do today's affirmation again, shall we? I stoke the fire in my belly each and every day as I engage my life's purpose with purpose and creativity. This is the time to go into our healing prayer. Before we go into prayer, what we do in the center is at this time, I ask everyone to speak aloud their prayer into the room. I want you to do that right now as well, into the virtual room, because what we know is there is only one life, one power, one experience, one expression, individualized and multiplied infinitely. And so where you are is a center of the divine being, where I am in the center. Don't believe me? Think about this. Above you is infinite space. Below you is infinite space. To the left and to the right, it's infinite space. If there is infinite space above you and below you, to the left of you and to the right of you, where did I put you? In the center. And I'm in that same center. And Johanna is in that same center. We're all centered in the divine. Therefore, we are living in the oneness, and we are all right now here in this moment, this eternal moment. We are connected. So the word you speak in the location you are in is received by the divine presence at the same time that I receive it. And so when I speak my word of truth, I'm speaking my word for each and every one of you. So I'm going to take a beat and a breath and then begin the prayer. We'll all be praying together for the same experience, witness unfold in our lives. Join me now. There's one life, there's one power. Life and power is God, infinite presence, infinite beingness, unformed substance waiting for form to unfold by the intention set forth in our word. So I'm knowing that whatever word has been spoken, wherever that speaking has been taking place, it has arrived in the divine center right here and on time, and has been heard by an immutable infinite law that loves to obey, that's desire is to make manifest the truth of our being, to answer our big questions, to give us big answers and big ideas, knowing that with each big idea comes all that is necessary for its unfoldment as we take the steps and do the work. Dr. Holmes tells us not just to treat and pray, but also to move our feet, that is to take action. And so by this word I'm speaking right now, we take the action. It allows us to step into more harmony, more prosperity and abundance, recognition of health and wholeness, more peace for the world, more food, more provisions, more support. And simply knowing right here in this moment, by this word speaking, that every intention has been set forth, is being realized, that we are opening ourselves to the acceptance of it, because we are enough and we are worthy and we are in love with life itself. As we know we are life, therefore we are in love with ourselves. And it is through that love that the law works. It is the impulsion of the law through the power of love that demonstrates in our life right here and right now. I know this is the truth. I know this is the action of spirit. I hold it in my consciousness just temporarily, for it is not my holding of it, it's my releasing of it that brings it into manifestation. So I do that release now to the law, calling this time good, very good, and so it is. back to Darius for another wonderful song. Here's Darius Lux.
Hello, Simi Valley, CSL, and Reverend Stephen. I hope you're safe and well right now. And this song is an original song. It's called Surrender. I know everybody's going through a lot. Hello, Simi Valley, CSL. I know everybody's going through a lot right now in different ways. This next song is an original song, and I'm playing it today because I actually wrote this right after September 11th happened. I was living in New York City at the time and deeply affected by it. When the dust kind of settled on everything, this was the first song I sat down to write with a co-writer, J.J. Appleton, and we kind of sat with each other and talked for a little bit a while. And what we agreed was that, you know, however bad this was that had happened, there was more good that was going to come out of it. And so we wrote this song about it. It's called Well Keeps On Turning. Searching for happiness is alright, I guess, if you know what I mean. Say deep down inside of us, it's the light in us, we have all we need. So turn on the radio, 'cause we've got so far to go. The world keeps on turning, and like a river it flows. The good and the bad, it comes and goes. The world keeps on turning, and with it our love grows. On and on and on. Be in this moment before it's gone. Here we are, another day goes by. We don't even try to ask how or why. What it means to really live this life. Did we make a difference? Just lose our innocence. So turn on every radio, 'cause we both, we already know the world keeps on turning, and like a river it flows. The good and the bad, it comes and goes. The world keeps on turning, and with it our love grows. On and on and on. Be in this moment before it's gone. Each day is a new chance to make better choices. You gotta switch up those voices that are in your head. Don't be scared, just dive in. Be glad you're alive and right here, right now, baby. Ooh, yeah, yeah. The world keeps on turning, and like a river it flows. The good and the bad, it comes and goes. The world keeps on turning, and with it our love grows. On and on and on. The world keeps on turning, like a river it flows. The good and the bad, you know it comes and goes. The world keeps on turning, and with it our love grows. On and on and on. Be in this moment before it's gone.
Thank you, Darius. Beautiful. Beautiful. I in honor of you, I thought I would just put the same plant there. I got my mother-in-law's tongue right back there to go along with the Darius mother-in-law tongue in his video. Yes, this too shall pass, and the world does keep turning. And we know what to do with that too. We put it into prayer, we put it into treatment, and we also speak about what we are grateful for. And one of the things I'm grateful for is the ability to have a community that is so dedicated to their spiritual teaching that we come together each Sunday, we come together during the week, we share with each other through email, through texting, through phone calls throughout the week. We are staying connected even as we've been physically pulled apart, and we can continue to do that each week. And one of the ways that we also do that is sharing our gratitude with each other and also living this affirmation that brings prosperity and abundance into our lives. It's part of our time for shared giving and support of the center, but also in support of each other. So when you see let these words land on your heart, not just thinking about, oh, what am I going to give to the church this week? We deeply appreciate your gift. But what are you going to give to yourself? How are you going to allow this divine love to show these truths to you? And you'll see what I mean. First, I'm going to put it on the screen and just look at it for a minute before we actually say it. Just sit and hold these ideas about divine love and what is that perfect work that it's doing for you? And how is it harmonizing in your life? What is there that you're calling forth to adjust? What is it that you're looking to prosper in your life? And then when you're seeing those things, these are the kind of questions I was talking about in the talk to charge and up-level your creativity. Ask the questions of spirit and make them big, because we got a big God. It's a big universe and a big power there. So join me as we say this affirmation together. Divine love, it's doing its perfect work here and now. Divine love harmonizes. Divine love adjusts. Divine love prospers. Divine love foresees everything and richly provides every good thing for CSL Simi Valley. Now, divine love is victorious. And the way you can do your donation is through our website, cslcme.org/donating. And if you would not want to do it that way, you can call right after the service at our live donation line. Dr. Susan is standing by at 805-527-0870. 527-0870 in the 805. In the 805. So grateful for John Newbell coming to us one more time from the mountain as he gives us our gift blessing for today.
So as I begin to head down the mountain, I bless the offering that we've received, knowing that all the funds, all the money in the baskets, in the virtual baskets, through the credit cards, through the online donations, that all is being put to amazingly good use, to reach beyond our walls, as this virtual service is absolutely a demonstration of in this very moment. Grateful for all of the income, grateful for its amazing use that it's being put to. And I release my word into the law, and so it is. And down the hill we go.
Thank you, John. John is also one of our prayer practitioners, and I want you to take advantage of our practitioners. Avail yourself of their consciousness to know the truth for you, and you can do that by going to our website, cslcme.org/prayer-request, or if you're calling in this next hour, you can also leave your prayer request with Dr. Susan in person. You're calling into the donate line, or you don't even have to donate to make the prayer request. Just call the number. He's there for you, 805-527-0870. That's, again, 805-527-0870, and you can leave your prayer request and your donation with Dr. Susan. Either one that works for you, because we're here for you. That's what we do. This has been a fast hour. It's gone by so quickly. I want to stay. I want to stay and hang out. But we'll be back. We'll be back with Oneness at 1 during the week. So let me get over that. Which way? I don't want to get that in my head. There you go. There. Practice Oneness at 1 Monday through Friday. So you can come and tune in for that. I'll be there for that. And throughout the week, we are available through our website, through email, and also voicemail at the center to connect, so you don't have to be apart while we're separated physically. Let's close with our closing benediction, and it is here on the screen for us to all say together. Are you ready? I'm at home in the heart of God. My life is anchored in truth. I can never be separate. I live in the consciousness of peace. I release all fear. I am living love.
Holy, 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 holy. Holy, 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 Spirit within me, move and through me, live and have me. Holy, 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 we are holy, 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 Spirit within me, move and through me. Holy, 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 we are holy, 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 holy.
Here's your moment of fun and joy with Dakota and Bonnie out at the kids' house in Moore Park. Hope everybody's doing well, and we look forward to seeing everybody soon when we can all get together again.
Can you make a noise though?
Hi guys. I'm sitting here enjoying a visit with my grandson and his wife and my daughter and my great-grandson. First visitors I've had in 6 weeks. We're sitting out on the porch in this lovely, lovely weather. I'm just really enjoying meeting with everybody on Zoom, and it's better than nothing, and it's actually been kind of a feeling of closeness. Anyway, happy Sunday, and we will see you in the spring. Light and love, Edith Nielsen.